Hello and welcome to another interview before the show. I'm here with Phil Castagne of the Castagnes.
Hey.
And you'll notice that I am not Kristin, and I have a funny story about that. I'm a fucking idiot, by the way. Clint shares this idiocy as well. It's not just me. Love you, buddy. We were talking about booking this interview in what I thought was the group chat with Kristin, so that she would be aware and able to come and do her normal hostly duties. But it turns out that we were just talking in our own messenger box, just Clint and I, so Kristin never got the message, and now here I am, completely unprepared. I don't even know who this guy is, and we're just gonna muddle through, right?
It's gonna be fun. Lots of party in the coming 2 seconds.
So sorry, Kristin, when you see this, you'll laugh, I hope, and everybody else who's watching this will realize why we made the switch from me doing these things at Torque in season 2 to Kristin doing them in season 3 and in season 4. Tell us about your band, man.
Oh yeah, my band is the Castagnes. Castagne''S. I say that because everybody hears the Castagne''s, the whatever. But yeah, it's our family name. We don't know how to pronounce it. And I play with my little sister, and now we have it's been a year, but still a new band member. Year and dust.
Yeah, yeah. Time isn't even a thing anymore.
No. Yeah, so yeah, it's been year and dust, and we play with our new band member Emily, and she's an amazing keyboard player. Marge is a drummer. I play guitar, fake bass, and I fake sing too.
What do you mean by fake bass?
No.
Just
I'm bad at it. No. It's because I split the signal into. I put it in a POG. I put the POG into my bass amp, and I put the guitar into a guitar amp, and yeah. The POG makes an octave lower, nice. For that's. And that was not an octave, but whatever.
8 notes, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, 8 notes lower. Yeah. So what went into the decision to bring in a third member? You guys have been a duet, I assume, for a while?
Oh, we've been everything forever. Marge, it was strange. We started as a duo back in the 18th century, and then we grew up. We had lots of different people in the band, and because she's my sister, so we played forever. And then she joined by magic. One show we were like, oh, we're playing there. She's like, oh, it's my town. And we're like, and she was one of our friends too. And we're like, hey, do you want to play 2 songs? And we started like that. Yeah. She said yes. We didn't even rehearse. She brought her keyboard on stage, and
that's risky.
It was, but she was good. We saw her play one time, and we were like, man, that player is good. Let's see what the future brings. And it was 4 years later that we did that. And
I had a chance to see you guys finally for like the first time at Tap House a little while ago. And yeah, it sounded like she fit your style very well. Like you must prefer having the third player now, yeah? Do you find it fills out the sound a little bit more?
It feels great. Well, I'm not alone playing notes. Marge is like banging. It's good. I like it. And now she sings back vocals. But I'm always a bit alone on the notes. So having like the keyboard, it's really fun to we can interact with rhythm and notes, and it's fun.
You're not alone anymore up there now.
It's really fun to, I don't know, even for the bass, she plays the bass part and I play the bass part. Mm-hmm. That's really fun too.
Yeah.
Like I'm not alone playing the bass, especially when you're not playing a real bass. Mm-hmm. She feels that bass part. It's like, it's cool.
So your influences are sort of eclectic.
Oh, yeah. Well, our influences are more like our mom and our dad were listening to. We were waking up like I mean, like you're a baby and you're waking up with Pink Floyd and Genesis like super loud in the house.
Nice.
For you, it's a nightmare. It's like, what the fuck is happening?
I could see how that would be nightmarish.
You hear that, and you're like, whoa.
Yeah.
But then when you grow up and you fucking love it at one point because you grew up on that, and yeah.
Nice. So you guys came from Montreal, correct?
We did.
Nice. And how long ago did you move to Winnipeg?
Marge longer than me.
Okay.
Marge was there 2 years and a half, something like that. I was there a year and dusts, and yeah.
So was the band just like on hiatus at during
Oh
that
no,
time?
we were still playing shows, but it was COVID.
Oh right, it was COVID. Yeah, that whole thing. I almost forgot about.
So we were playing as many shows as we could, and talking and we even recorded a song like during those time. Like it was weird days. Like yeah.
So like I'm fairly familiar with like the bigger bands that came out of Montreal, like in metal, especially like First Fragment and Beyond Creation and bands like that. But like, what's the punk scene like in Montreal?
Well, strangely, depending on what scene we're in different scenes in every city.
Sure, yeah, that makes sense.
Like, because we're like we call our music glam punk trash pop, which means too glam to be punk and too trash to be pop.
And if you see them, it kind of makes sense.
but in real life, it's rock and roll.
Yeah.
And so we fit in so many different. In Montreal, we played like in metal scenes. We played in like really. There's like a rock and roll. I would say 70s, 50s surf vibe.
Cool.
We play in those a lot.
Nice.
There's lots of scenes that we play. We play in the punk scene too in Montreal. But that's the fun of having like a band that doesn't fit anywhere.
You get to fit everywhere somehow, right? Yeah.
There's a room for you everywhere when you don't fit.
So I want to kind of talk a little bit about the differences that you notice between Montreal and Winnipeg. Obviously, Montreal probably has a much larger music scene in general, regardless of which scene it is, just because there's like, 3 million people there. But like, what attracted you to Winnipeg? What did you see as like maybe a positive that was going on here with musically in the community?
I saw the same thing happening here.
Nice.
And that's what really amazes me. Winnipeg felt like home. Like we traveled, like we toured like Canada before the big virus happened. We toured like how many years? I don't know. Since 2017, we were touring Canada because we realized, oh shit, we have a cool country. We should go in it. We found that Winnipeg was like the most similar to Montreal. I think Winnipeg people and Montreal people would get along a lot. If they would if there was like a way to travel really fast between each other, we would have fun during nights and go back to our
Could you imagine like a hyperloop between like Winnipeg and Montreal?
Yeah,
I'd be
just
there
Winnipeg
fucking
and
every
Montreal.
weekend, man. It would be so great. Montreal's my favorite city in Canada, like besides Winnipeg. Well, I don't even really like Winnipeg.
And we could have one for the hot places in Canada too, just for fun.
Yeah.
Because it's hot.
We do need like a sort of like a speed bullet train or whatever in this country. It's so large, but there's so many cool places to go, right? And you just can't fucking get there without spending 30 hours on the road.
You're like, oh, we'll see you soon. Like as soon as you leave, and you're like, 2 years later, oh shit, I didn't go back. How stupid can I be? Like,
Yep.
Like our friend lives in BC, and we're like, see you soon, because we were traveling a lot, and then COVID.
Yeah.
Who would have thought?
So you're also a part of a local podcast. Why don't you tell us about the podcast?
Oh, that's true. Yeah. Back Alley Beers podcast.
So what is Back Alley Beers podcast, and who's a part of it?
Well, Travis started Back Alley Beers.
Friend of the show. He's in your mum.
Yeah. He,
In your mum.
He is.
He is.
Yeah. So he started like that part. He had that idea, like he was talking about it, started it, and I ended up being the guy who recorded the thing.
Okay.
And then ended up being on the microphone at one point. And now it's Travis, Taha, Marge, and I. The podcast is you're in the back alley, you're drinking in between a show.
Yeah.
With buddies, and you meet new people.
Yeah.
And you're always meeting so many different people at a show.
And that's such a great concept because that's what going to shows has always been, right? In between bands, you go to like the car, you grab from the cooler, and then you like hang out in the alley and you wait for the next band to come on while you're having a beer, right?
Yeah.
Don't tell the venues that we do that.
Well, we drink a lot because we're like, oh yeah, I need to drink inside and outside.
Yeah,
man, they make money, the bars, because of that.
I mean, I hope so. Otherwise, live music would go away, and then it would just be us. Okay, so thanks for coming down and having a chat. It was really good. I'm a fucking shit show, and like normally these are like way more well organized, but I feel like we were just kind of chatting, having a good time, a little bit of a party, had some laughs, made some friends. We learned a little bit. We sang Kumbaya and shit. It was fun.
Everything was perfect. I'm sorry, I was the worst.
No, I was the worst. So do not miss, you're not going to want to miss the Castagnes on February 4th. If you haven't ever seen them before in any of the venues here in Winnipeg, you guys played Bulldog a lot, Tap House recently.
Yeah.
Make sure you get out and see them in person. But in the meantime, make sure to join us, Red Tie Live, February 4th with the Castagnes.